Ali Ali, mis amores. How we doing? Leaves are falling. My cardigan is back. Actually, I forgot to look at myself in the mirror. I hope it's fine. And we all know what that means. Fall is here, if you can believe it or not. Because, I don't know, to me it just happened all of a sudden. And then a couple of days ago I was like, is it too early? Because it feels like fall. And here we are. We're gonna make new fall recipes, which might be my favorite kind of video, to be honest, because I love fall baking. Yes, I could make it all year round, but I don't. I'm just excited to get started. Obviously, flavors are always very similar, but they're probably some of my favorite flavors in baking and sweet stuff in general. So yeah, that's why I like it so much. Without further ado, we've got lots to do. We've got a lot of cinnamon to sniff. Let's get started. Oh, there will be no pumpkin spice today. I do feel like we're in dire need of a new flavor. You know, a new like pumpkin spice, or I mean matcha has been so big and there's been matcha everything, but yeah, we need something new. Wrap it up, let's create something new. We're not gonna do that today, but what we are gonna start with is a cheesecake. What kind? I forgot. An apple crumble cheesecake. Does that not sound amazing? We love apple crumble, we love apple with cinnamon, we love cheesecake. Combined heaven. Potentially. Let's find out. We're gonna start with the crust because it's very easy. We're gonna use Biscoff cookies. A cake crust is always very easily made if you just use cookies. You need 350 grams of Biscoff cookies and 150 grams of melted butter. I'm gonna melt the butter, I'm gonna crush the cookies, and then we're gonna crush this recipe. I'm already hot in my cardigan, so maybe it is too early for fall baking. Mix with the butter. Am I alone in this? Because when I first made a crust like this by just crushing up cookies and adding butter, and it actually worked, that was such a revelation to me. Here's my petite springform, and you know the drill. Anything flat-bottomed, like me. A little bit crumbly. Good enough. Let's put that into the fridge. Next, we need the crumble topping. Obviously, it's a crumbled apple crumble. I'm just gonna reuse this because, I mean, it just has a little bit of like Biscoff. We're gonna stir together 55 grams of melted butter, 50 grams of all-purpose flour, 20 grams of rolled oats, and 50 grams of brown sugar. It's not very crumbly. Crumble is kind of fine, it just doesn't look very crumbly. Moving on, let's make the apple topping. Because we have a crust, then we have a cheesecake layer, then we put some jam-like situation on top, and then the crumbles, and then perfect. For that, in un pot small, we're gonna stir together the sliced apples that we have sliced. These are about 3 tart apples, peeled, cored, and sliced into, I think, 1/8 of an inch thick slices. Hopefully it's about that size, I don't know. We're gonna add about 50 grams of brown sugar. I know our German brown sugar is not American brown sugar, but it's fine. And this is 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Whenever I have to add cinnamon, I add like so much more. Usually I'm not happy with the amount of cinnamon that is in whatever it is we're making. I just add more. You're your own boss. Then we just heat the mixture of a medium-high heat until the apples are fork tender and any juices released have thickened into a jammy consistency. Well, but do we want to start making the cheesecake filling, or what are we waiting for? What are you waiting for? Love me like you do, la la, love me like you do, like you do. So we preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius. I mean 162.75. Ooh, guys, by the way, just like recently, I'm gonna have to call my niece this time and wish her a happy birthday. So everyone say happy birthday, Vincent's niece this time, not nephew. For a change. If you've got all the ingredients ready to go for this recipe, it's very quick to make, yeah. We need a large mixing bowl. To that large mixing bowl, we're gonna add 300 and more. 690 grams of cream cheese, 100 grams of Greek yogurt, 75 grams of granulated sugar, then of course vanilla extract. It says 2 teaspoons. Just like cinnamon, I just add however much I want to add. Then we've got half a teaspoon of cinnamon, quarter of a teaspoon of ground ginger, and quarter of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Use a spatula to smoosh the mixture around and around until it's smooth and creamy. All right, I think this is nice and smooth. Lastly, we add 3 eggs, which for me means 1.5 eggs, which sucks. I'm gonna start with 1. Na 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 na. See guys, that's it already. We've already made all of the things that we have to make. That looks beautiful. Now back to the crust. Hello, Miss Crust. Pour in the batter. Cheesecake mixture. You know what? Except when I try to make puff pastry, of course. Recently, all of my bakes have been going pretty great. I am now a great baker. Smooth it out, smooth it out. Do not do that to get rid of the air bubbles with cheesecake. But my crust will not survive this, so yeah. In saying that I think I've become a great baker, I feel like I should trust my instincts a little bit more, and I definitely should have added more butter to the crust. Okay, now we add our baked apples, which are not baked but cooked, but they will be baked. Just carefully lay them down because obviously we don't want them to sink. Shit. I should have done that more beautifully. Who says it's not pretty? Drizzle some of this jam situation on top as well. Lastly, we obviously need our crumbles to make it a crumble cake. Too much crumble. This is done, guys. Place an empty sheet pan on the bottom rack of the oven to catch any liquid that might leak. Bake for 65 to 70 minutes or until the cheesecake is still slightly jiggly. Oh, mine is smaller, so maybe mine needs a little. I'll start with 50 minutes, right? Actually, maybe 45, but I'll see you whenever it's done. Hello guys, I'm not gonna lie, I came here straight from the gym. I mean, it's my home, so I did come here straight from the gym. I just have to eat this cheesecake now. All I could think about at the gym was this cake. Also, it was raining on my way back, so I might look a mess, but hopefully our cake won't be a mess. Technically, I think I could have tried it yesterday already. I also had the remaining things left that we will make. So I was like, yeah, I don't need this cake right now. But right now, I do need this cake. Ta-da! It's such a cutie. It's also such a cute size. I love this. Smells heavenly. This smells like fall reincarnated. Not that it's ever been alive. I can't wait. Ooh, yeah. Cute. That looks so good. And here's what we think. Good. This really is fall in cake form. This is so good, you guys. No wonder I was craving this at the gym. Yeah, maybe the cream cheese part is a little bit crumbly, but I don't mind it like that. Or it's straight out of the gym. Yeah, it's been to the gym. Look, it lost weight. Sorry. It's straight out of the fridge, so maybe the cream cheese layer will be a little smoother once it, warms up, softens up and stuff. I love the apples on top. I would almost say that there are not enough apples. That's the only thing. But what I also really love about this is that it's not too sweet. Even with the Biscoff crust, I'm so happy that I've got all of this left to eat. I think I'm gonna freeze a little bit for someone else maybe. Anyway guys, we've got 2 more recipes to make. We should get moving. I'll be over here. Do you want to make some great cupcakes with me? Hopefully great. It's been a while since I've made cupcakes, and then I've seen the ones that we're about to make and I was like, yes! They look like fall, they look perfect. I want them in my life. Now here we are. These are gonna be chai latte cupcakes. Cute, right? Perfect, amazing. Are you ready? Do you have the energy? Then let's go. First, we're gonna need a chai tea bag. You need 2 if you want to make 12 cupcakes. Is it then just chai bag? Because chai means tea, right? And then like chai tea would be double tea, but like this is a tea bag. which you then call a chai tea bag. We're actually gonna warm 120 milliliters of milk and just steep the tea bag in there for about 10 minutes. We can preheat the oven to 175 degrees Celsius. Our muffin tin was very well hidden. I'm gonna line 6 of these. Now we can make the actual batter. For it, we will have to make a chai spice mix. And I've got it here already. Quelle surprise! So this is 4 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons and 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cardamom, 1.5 tablespoons of ground ginger, 2.25 teaspoons of ground nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, and 1/2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. We gotta do some whisking, obviously. We whisk together 210 grams of all-purpose flour, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 3 teaspoons of the chai spice mix, and a bit of salt. Now we need another bowl. And in that bowl, we're gonna mix together softened butter, 113 grams, and 200 grams of sugar. Actually beat it until light and fluffy. Once your butter is light and fluffy, you can add 120 grams of sour cream or full-fat Greek yogurt. Next, we add 3 room temperature eggs, one at a time. Then of course you stir in some vanilla. My butter curdled a little. We just add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients until just combined. And lastly, you just add your chai infused milk. And with that, the 2025 season has come to an end. We can just separate it evenly. I hope they're not too full. Yeah, like I said, 175, 18 to 22 minutes. See you once they're cool, actually. Well, who wants some buttercream? So my muffins, they're a little bit tall. I guess I overfilled them a little bit. Yeah, I definitely could have made at least 1 more, maybe even 2. We're just gonna beat 250 grams of unsalted butter that's been softened until pale and creamy. We're gonna add a little bit more spice, of course. This is 1.5 teaspoon of the chai spice mix. And then we have 480 grams of icing sugar and just a small pinch of salt, which we're now slowly gonna add and beat until smooth. I definitely added a little bit less powdered sugar because I don't really want it that sweet. Now you add a little bit of vanilla and 40 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, and you're gonna beat it until it's light and fluffy. Beautiful! Let's see if it tastes beautiful. Just too sweet. Okay, time to pipe. Ta-da! We're just gonna dust a bit of the spice on top. Look at my cupcakes! Oh, wow. If this isn't fall, then I don't know what is. You know, my piping job is not the greatest. It's all about the flavor. I think this is gonna be very intense in flavor. Also because I dusted more on top. I hope it won't be too overpoweringly sweet. Cheers, guys. Oh man, it's such a shame, it's such a shame. Oh, it's way too sweet, it's way too sweet. The cake tastes beautiful. The buttercream also tastes beautiful. It's just too sweet. If you're into crazy sweet stuff, then this is great for you. I really want to love it. I can't. Could have been great. Could have been perfect. It's not. It's not. Hopefully the next one will be. Come on guys, you know I wouldn't skip a cookie video, right? I can't make a fall baking video without making a cookie. By now we all know I'm obsessed with cookies. It's what started my sweet tooth recently, and so we have to make one. I found this beautiful pecan cheesecake cookie that just looks beautiful, therefore has to be made. It's a basic sugar cookie. I mean, not basic, it's a cinnamon cookie that then has a cream cheese frosting and a pecan topping, which is also what we're gonna start with. Yet again, we need a saucepan. To it, we're gonna add the teensy amount of 42 grams of butter. as well as 71 grams of brown sugar, and just a pinch of salt. We're actually gonna melt it over medium heat, constantly stirring, and once it comes to a simmer, we continue stirring for about 2 minutes. Then we remove it from the heat and add in 60 milliliters of room temperature heavy cream and also some vanilla, and mix it until combined. Afterwards, we put it back on the heat and let it simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes, constantly stirring so that it thickens a bit. Remove from the heat and mix in about 65 grams of roughly chopped pecans. Next step, the actual cookies. As always with cookies, preheat the oven to 175 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, and then let's get started. A medium bowl for the dry ingredients, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 255 grams of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. That we can just stir together, combine, set aside. Because now, of course, we need a large bowl, to which we're gonna add 141 grams of softened butter, which we're gonna beat until light and fluffy with 100 grams of all-purpose flour and 71 grams of brown or light brown sugar. Did I say flour? You could see. Add vanilla and 1 room temperature egg. And the same with the dry ingredients. Mix until just combined. Our cookie dough is done. A 3 tablespoon large cookie scooper. Well, we're just gonna make our own size. Flatten them. Bake for 9 to 10 minutes. The question is, who's ready for some cream cheese frosting? I think by now, we're not surprised that my cookies turned out beautifully because I am a professional cookie baker. How much would you hate me if we're just gonna use the bowl that I just made the buttercream in earlier? I mean, for me, it's literally only been 10 minutes. We're basically using the same ingredients. Namely, 113 grams of cream cheese with a pinch of salt, 56 grams of softened butter, and some vanilla. First, we're just gonna mix until smooth, before we add 220 grams of powdered sugar, or a little bit less, and then mix until combined. I don't think I can do more than this. I ran out of icing for this one. I mean, we do have to top them still, right? Don't forget. We've still got a pecan caramel, which has hardened quite a lot. I love that we add even more sweet stuff. Yes, there was supposed to be like a little syrup situation, but they do look pretty anyway, don't they? I could sell them. For me, it's all about selling stuff now. Capitalism. Look at my cookies. My cream cheese frosting definitely has to go into the fridge because it's kind of melting. So let's try them. That is so nice with the pecans. Pecans. Let me try without the pecans. It's so much better with the pecan. It's really good. It's a really nice cookie. The cream cheese frosting is a little too sweet for me still, but with the pecan, Obviously, again, less sugar everywhere. It's overly sweet. And that's coming from me. Like 2 months ago, I wouldn't even have been able to bite into it. It's that sweet. But now that I've grown more accustomed to sugar and sweetness, or high amounts of it, this is still on the verge of not being edible because it's too sweet. Which is a shame because the flavors are so great. But other than that, I've never felt more folly. Damn, I really wanted to love all of these things, but they're just too sweet. But what I loved the most about the 2 recipes that I've tried so far is the cookie with just the pecans, without the frosting. The cupcakes are a nice idea, they just need some finessing. Let me know your guys' favorite fall recipes or fall recipes that you want me to try maybe, or that you want to try but don't want to try so I can try it for you. And if you're gonna make any of the recipes that I've tried. But that's all I've got to say. Thank you so much for watching this video though. Hope you enjoyed it, and entonces nos vemos la próxima vez y bye. Bye bye.